Hey y'all, I'm back and I am so excited for this video today. It's been 3 weeks since I put out a video and I have been itching to get back into the craft room and start crafting again. So I'm so excited for today's video. It is some tiered tray fall decor, really simple. I hope y'all enjoy it. When you see the final reveal, I don't have mine on a tiered tray because I'm still in the middle of trying to get things organized, so I just put it on a shelf, but they would be so stinking cute on a tiered tray. And why do I not have my tiered tray out? Because y'all, I'm home. I am so excited to be home right now. I just decided it was time for me to be home and for me to take care of myself for a little while. I get to go to church, every church service, which is amazing. And it has been what I needed, and I'm so thankful for that. I am also so thankful for all of your love and your prayers and your support. For those of you who have reached out to me, I appreciate it more than you will ever possibly know. Your prayers are what kept me going, and I know that. I know that God heard those prayers and that He helped me to get better. He made me to get better, and I am so thankful for that. I'm feeling so much better. I'm at home in my own craft room. So if you see quite a mess, which y'all already know, I'm the messy crafter. But if you see quite a mess, I'm still organizing and getting things together. When I made the video the other day, I was in a messy craft room where I brought everything back with me and I was trying to put things away. So it was awful. But yesterday I did go ahead and get things organized in my craft room. So if y'all want to see that, let me know. I mean, most craft rooms are the same, but I can take you on a little tour of my craft room. I don't want to keep you all long because I know you want to get into the video. And this is a little bit of a longer video, but they are super simple DIYs. I hope that you all enjoy them. Make sure you continue to watch because Christmas season is coming up. And y'all, I am a Christmas fanatic. I absolutely love Christmas. It's my favorite time of year. And I'm so excited to share the ideas that I have right now with all of you. And we are almost to 10,000 subscribers, y'all. I'm at like 7,200, I believe it is. So if y'all don't mind, let's kick it up and let's share these videos and share with your friends and loved ones who like to watch crafting videos, and let's get to 10,000. I'm so excited for that. Thank you again for all of your love, all your support. Y'all, I hope that you bless others as much as you have blessed me. You all are what got me through this. And I cannot thank God enough for each and every one of you. But we're going to get right into the video. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Don't forget to share this. Like, if you're not subscribed, I would be so honored if you would subscribe to my channel. And we've got a lot of things coming up. Again, Christmas season's coming up. So that's when I'm just going to kick it into high gear. And now that I'm at home, I think I can do that and take better care of myself as I'm doing that. So again, thank you to each and every one of you. I love all of you. I cannot express how much all of you mean to me. So we're going to get right into it. Have an amazing weekend. God bless everyone. DIY number 1. This is probably my favorite of all these DIYs. This is super simple. I'm starting off with some tumbling tower blocks. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue 5 of them side by side. So that will be our first layer. We're going to make many different layers for this. So we're just going to start again by gluing 5 of them just side by side here. After we get those 5 glued together, I do try to, when I push them together, I try to like wipe off any excess glue that might ooze out because sometimes that happens. You could also use wood glue for this, but for me, the hot glue worked out perfectly. After that set of 5, we're going to glue 2 sets of 4 side by side. So we'll have one set of 4 and then another set of 4. We're going to make some little tumbling tower block pumpkins. And I had never seen them done this way until the other day. I think I found these on Pinterest and they were so adorable. I've done I've done tumbling tower block pumpkins before last year. But this was so simple and I loved the look that it made. So we're going to make 2 different ones here. So now we've got our 2 sets of 4. Now we're going to glue 2 sets of 3 together. Same exact thing, side by side, butted right up against each other. And wiping off any glue that may seep out as you push those together. after the 2 sets of 3, we're going to glue 2 sets of 2 together. It's a lot of tumbling tower blocks, but actually for both of these pumpkins, it might have taken a half of a package of tumbling tower blocks. Now we've got them all done. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 1 stack of 4 and glue those, centering them right on the stack of 5. Doing the same thing with the next stack of 3, centering them on the stack of 4, and the same thing with the stack of 2, centering those right on the stack of 3. Then we're going to flip it over and do the exact same thing. Glue the 4 down, centered as much as you can get it. Mine are not perfect, but y'all know me, that doesn't bother me. Then glue the 3 the exact same way. It's kind of like a pyramid, but this turns out so stinking cute, y'all. I love it. And then glue our set of 2 on top of the set of 3. Okay, now we're going to go on. We're going to put that one to the side, and we're going to go on to the next one. For this, you're going to use 18 tumbling tower blocks, and you're going to make 9 sets of 2 glued end to end instead of side to side. So again, you're going to make 9 sets of 2 glued end to end. Sorry, y'all, I lost my train of thought. Now we're going to take 3 of those sets of 2, and we're going to go ahead and glue those together side by side. And then we're going to take 2 sets of 2 and glue those together side by side. And we're going to do that twice. So you're going to have 1 set of 3, 2 sets of 2, and then you have 2 sets of just the 2 glued together. Does that make sense? Now we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to take a set of 2 and glue it to the set of 3. And we're going to try to center it as much as we can. And then take that one that's just the 2 blocks end to end and glue that in the center on top of the 2. Flip it over and do the exact same thing. I like these because it kind of gives a 3-dimensional look. And they turned out so cute and so simple. And these were less than $1 to make both of these. Then glue your last set right on top. Now that we've got both of them finished, we're going to go ahead and paint both of them with pumpkin Waverly chalk paint. And I paint every surface that can be seen. All the way around it, the tops, the bottoms, the sides, the fronts, the back, everything. And I do the pumpkin on both of the pumpkin color on both of these sets. This one and the taller set that we also glued together. After we get both sets done, I let them dry really well. Of course, y'all know me. I use my glue gun because I'm impatient. And now we're going to take some Ivory Waverly chalk paint, and I'm just going to dry brush all around these. Again, every surface that I can see is getting a little bit of dry brush. You can go as light or as heavy-handed as you want. And I do this again to both sets of these tumbling tower blocks. I'm just going to call them my pumpkins. I'm doing it to both sets of my pumpkins. After that, I'm taking a paper towel and dipping it in some dark brown paint, and I'm just rubbing it across all of the raised pieces, like the sides of the tumbling tower blocks. Again, as heavy-handed or as light as you want. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take some stems from the Dollar Tree, and we're going to glue those right on top of each of the pumpkins. Now, you can decorate these however you want to decorate them. I'm just going to show you what I did. For this fatter pumpkin, the round one, I just took a piece of the faux leather from the Dollar Tree. I just tied it around and made a little knot on the stem. And then I took a piece of this, oh, of course, I cut it down because it was way too long. And then I take a piece of some of the paper ribbon that I got sometime earlier this year, maybe the end of last year, I don't know. Make another knot, cut it down, and I glue that right to the front of the leather one. On the next one, I go ahead and take some of this greenery vine that I get from Hobby Lobby. I cut off the size that I want and then tie it into a circle, put it on my stem, and then just get it all up the way that I want it to, cut it down to the size that I want, and that's it. These are so cute. I love how they turned out. And imagine the colors you could do for this. If you didn't want to do orange, you could do them any color you wanted. I hope you all like this one. Okay, y'all, DIY number 2. Now, this one's so simple, I don't even know if I want to call it a DIY, but anyway. I'm taking these 2 spools that I got from the Dollar Tree, or no, I'm sorry, from Hobby Lobby, and I'm only using one, and I'm painting it in the ivory color Waverly chalk paint. And then what I'm going to end up doing is, let me find out what I'm doing actually. Oh, I take this little drawer pull, also from the Hobby Lobby. Sorry if you hear my air conditioner in the background. And I paint this in ivy green color. I go ahead and start, you could see I have some paper there. That's because I started it one way and I did not like how it turned out. So I changed my mind. And I'm just going to wrap this entire spool in my jute rope here, jute string. I don't even know what you call this stuff. But yeah, I'm just adding hot glue every now and then, not all the way, you know, I don't use hot glue all the way up it, you know what I'm saying. And then we are just going to go ahead and, oh, I use my lighter to get some of those stringies off. We glue our stem to the top and that's it. Yes, it's super simple, but I love it. I think it goes really well with the other pumpkins that I made. So super simple, but you know, you all know that's what I like. DIY number 3. Okay, y'all, I'm always doing gnomes and I always want to find a way to use different items to make the gnomes. So I'm using these color your own ornaments from Easter time that are shaped like carrots. We're going to do it basically the same exact way we do all of my other gnomes. I'm going to take 2 more of those drawer pulls from the Dollar Tree, from Hobby Lobby, and some mop strings that I took out of the mop and then just cut down. I just cut them in half. We're going to glue our knob right there in the middle, and we're doing the exact same thing for both of these, but I'm only showing you one of them. But they're the exact same thing. The only thing that's different is their hats. So we're just going to start gluing these mop strings underneath the nose, and all I'm doing is just putting a little bead of hot glue and then gluing them down. I do want to say real quick, as you all watch me do this, because then we're going to move on up to the top right here. One of the men who work here at our Mighty Dollar here in the town that I live in, his granddaughter is such a fan of my crafting videos. And every time she goes to their house, she tells her grandpa that she wants to watch the Crafty Lady. So I just want to give a huge shout out to Nora Lane Frost. Thank you so much, Nora. I'm so glad that you enjoy my videos, and it makes me so happy to have a fan like you. Okay, now that we've got all of our our mop strings on there, we're going to make our hat, which is just a triangle. And instead of going straight across the bottom, we are just going to make it into a curved surface. Then we're going to put a bead of hot glue on the edge, take the hat almost all the way over to the edge, and then fold it over. Then we glue all the way down the edge again. Don't glue the bottom because you need that to be open. And then we are just going to make another bead of hot glue for the back side. I always forget to make my hem before I glue everything together, so that's what I'm doing now. I'm just making a little hem for the hat just to make it look more finished. Again, both of these gnomes are done the exact same way, just with different hats. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and untie or unravel all of our mop strands, and that just gives us more of a bushy beard. And once you get that finished, you're just going to cut it down to the size that you want. I think these turned out so cute. I know a lot of my gnomes are the same, but I just like to use, like I said, different materials to make them, to show you that if you're into gnomes, you can make one out of just about anything. And these little carrots worked perfectly for this, so I'm so glad that I saved them. Now we're going to stick our hat on, and we're going to glue it first to the nose right there at the top. That way it's kind of covering our nose a little bit. And then we just flip it over and go ahead and glue our back on. Then I added a little pine cone on this one, and on the other one I added a little leaf just to give it that fall look. And here they are. Here are the 2 gnomes. I think they're cute. I did glue a tumbling tower block to the back just so that they would stand up well, but I love them. Let me know what y'all think. Moving right along to DIY number 4. For this one, another super simple one. We're going to use a Hello Fall word cutout from the Dollar Tree. And the hello I'm going to paint in the mineral color, and the fall I'm going to paint in the pumpkin color by Waverly Chalk Paint. And this is something super simple, but it, especially for a tiered tray, it can be like a little filler or something. And it was so simple, but I absolutely love how it turned out. So now we are painting our fall with the pumpkin color that I mixed with some dark brown to give it kind of a burnt orange look because I'm so into those colors this year. And then we go ahead and paint one tumbling tower block with that same burnt orange color that I made. After we get that finished, we are basically just going to glue our Hello Fall by putting some glue on the bottom of the word fall, and we're going to glue it right to our tumbling tower block. I decided it needed a little bit more, so I'm going to take a piece of twine and I'm just going to make a tiny little bow, and then we are just going to glue it right up there at the top of the H. Just get it to the size that you want. I just like the look of the burlap with these colors. I think it turns out super cute. So here is that project. Y'all, I told you, these are so simple. I'm almost ashamed to call them DIYs, but I think they all turned out so cute. Moving right along, DIY number 5. So this is another super simple one. I'm taking one of the squares from the Dollar Tree that come in the packs, and I'm going to paint this fronts, backs, and all around the edges with 2 coats of mineral chalk paint by Waverly. Now we're going to take 3 words: grateful, thankful, and blessed. Grateful and thankful, I believe I got at Hobby Lobby, but the blessed came in the pack, same pack as the Hello Fall word. For the grateful, I'm going to paint that same burnt orange color that I used on the Hello Fall. For the thankful, we're going to use some ivory Waverly chalk paint. And again, you know, I'm just painting the outsides, like the fronts of these words. I don't even worry about the insides. I think this turned out really cute just the way it looks. So, and then a coat of a ivy green, I believe it is, on the blessed. Once we get all those words painted and we get them dry really well, we're just going to start gluing them onto our little square here. And I just kind of laid out the pattern about how I wanted it, and I'm only putting hot glue on the parts that I need it on, because y'all know me, sometimes I am overzealous and I put hot glue everywhere, and then I have hot glue strands everywhere because I didn't need all that hot glue. Yeah, that's me, the messy crafter. So we do the grateful first, and then I go ahead and figure out where I want that thankful, and I staggered mine. You can totally do them straight up and down, however you want to do them. This is your craft, make it your own, but I liked the look of the staggered words. And then I go ahead and put the word blessed right down there at the bottom. When I got that finished, I have to see what I go ahead and do. Oh, I glued 2 tumbling tower blocks together and glued that on the back. That way it would stand up on a tiered tray or a shelf or whatever. Then I take that same greenery garland and I just go all the way around the sides with some hot glue and glue that garland down. I just thought it needed a little more. And that is it. I think this is super cute. And again, another great tiered tray or shelf filler. DIY number 6. We're just moving right along. Sorry about this being a longer video, but because it's my first one back, I wanted to really give you all some good DIYs. So I'm taking this mason jar cutout. I take off the sticker and the jute twine and that little metal piece. Then we're going to turn it over to the back and paint 2 good coats of mineral chalk paint by Waverly on the back and all along the edges, on the sides of this little mason jar cutout. Next, I'm going to put some Mod Podge on, and y'all, Dollar Tree has got the cutest window clings, and I'm loving them this year. And I just take a window cling and I glue that down with my Mod Podge, just get it right where I want it. Oh, I love this. It is so cute. Then I go ahead and take my metal piece that I took off the front and I just glue it to the back. We're going to make this double-sided though. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip it over. I'm going to use some buffalo check scrapbook paper. I'm just going to trace and cut out the size that I need for this piece. Then we're going to go ahead. I used some super glue on this. Oh, I'm sorry. First, I go ahead and paint that rim with some black chalk paint. I used super glue because I didn't want the bubbling of the hot glue and I couldn't find any of my school glue. So I just glue that piece of scrapbook paper right down. cut it to size. Then we're going to use more Mod Podge and put this little pumpkin spice latte on this side. Another window cling from the Dollar Tree. Y'all, they're stepping it up this year. I absolutely love their window clings. Now we're just going to wrap some jute twine around the rim right there. I think I did it 2 or 3 times and then just glue it down. Next, I'm going to make a super simple small shoestring bow. And I am going to put some tape on the ends and run a black and white checked bead through that so that I have 1 bead on each side. And on this one's going on the first side we did. So I wanted that buffalo check to kind of tie in to the back side. So I just take my bead and run it, or take my twine and run it straight through that bead. And then I tie a knot at the end so that the bead will not slip off. And again, I do that on one side and then I do it on the other side as well. Do you see what I'm saying? Like on each of those strings. Sorry, I make things so complicated sometimes and I apologize for that. But after we get that second one in there, we tie that. And then we're going to flip our sign over. Oh, we cut off the ends there. We don't need those ends. So we're going to cut those off. I was just making sure my beads would not go over my knot. Then we're going to flip our sign over and we're going to glue that one right in the middle there. And then we're going to do for the other side, we're going to take a piece of jute and I'm going to tie 2 or 3 knots in it because I'm just doing this as a knot instead of a bow. And I didn't get my knots exactly perfect, but you know, it works out. And then I'm doing the same thing, putting some tape on the ends of the twine there. And then I'm just running a white bead on one side and a black bead on the other side. And again, tying a knot at the end so that they will not come off of our string. And then on this one, we're going to glue this one on the pumpkin spice latte side. And we are going to glue that over on the side there. See, that's what I mean. And that's it. I think this sign turned out super, super cute. I love the fact that I can turn it around, you know, to whatever pleases me. I'm a pumpkin spice latte freak. I love them. So that worked out perfectly for me. Okay, y'all, here we are. We are at our final DIY. So for this one, I took a Christmas tree ornament from the Dollar Tree from last year. And I tried to pry that piece off right there. Oh, y'all, I'm not good at prying things because usually it ends up with a hole in my hand. Like when I tried to pry something off with a knife and the knife went straight through my hand last year or earlier this year. I can't even remember. Earlier this year. So I tried to do this and it didn't work. But then I just took my scissors and this basically just cut right off. So it wasn't that big of a deal. I should have just started with it that way, but I didn't. It leaves a little bit of a not so round space right there, but that's okay because we fix that in a little while. Now I take some beads off of a beaded garland from the Dollar Tree and I'm just going to put a little dot of hot glue on these and I'm going to glue these all the way around this circle here. And I butt them up next to each other and I put the holes on the ends so that you can't even tell that there are holes in these beads. Does that make sense? Here we are doing the last one and we do have a space there, but we cut where bead won't fit, but we cover that up later, so don't worry about it. Now we're going to take that same burnt orange color that I'm loving, and I am just going to paint this entire piece. The beads, the middle, everything gets a coat of this burnt orange paint. Now we're going to also put another window cling. So cute. I'm loving these things. And I'm just doing that by using, this isn't really Mod Podge. This is something else, but it's the same thing. I got it from the Dollar General store. I just put a layer on there and then put our little window cling where I want it. Now we're going to make a little stem because this is becoming a pumpkin. So we just put a little stem from the Dollar Tree on there. And I take a piece of scrap fabric that I had, tie a little knot in it and tie that or glue that right to my stem and use another tumbling tower block to set this up. Here's what it looks like. Y'all, again, I am so thankful for each and every one of you. You have no idea how much your prayers and your thoughts have meant to me. You and the Lord are what has gotten me through this. Here is our final product. I was so excited to do this. I was excited to craft, but I was more excited to put something out for all of you because you all mean so much to me. We will have another video next week. I'm excited about that one. I'm going to start crafting on it probably tomorrow, today or tomorrow. But I hope that you all have an amazing weekend and that God blesses each and every one of you. Again, thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Thanks for watching. Y'all come back now. You hear?